So what if one of the biggest mysteries of the Renaissance isn't about some painting that's gone missing, but about one that's been hiding in plain sight for more than 500 years? Today, we are diving deep into a story where art, mathematics, and a secret code all crash into each other, pointing to a lost masterpiece by, you guessed it, Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay, let's get right into it. Take a look at this. This is the painting at the very heart of our story, the incredible portrait of Luca Pacioli from around 1495. It's a true masterpiece, right? It captures the famous mathematician with all his tools alongside a student. But for all its amazing detail, one thing has always been a total mystery. Who in the world actually painted it?
Officially, the painting is credited to an artist named Giacomo da Barbari. And that makes some sense, but there's this compelling trail of clues, kind of like a real-life Da Vinci Code, that points to a much, much more famous name, Leonardo da Vinci himself. So how is that even possible? Well, the answer isn't just in the painting, but in the powerful friendship that inspired it. To really crack this mystery, we first have to understand one of the most amazing partnerships of the entire era. And this wasn't just some casual thing. We're talking about a profound meeting of two brilliant minds that would literally change the course of art and science. So, on one side, you've got Fra Luca Pacioli. He was this brilliant friar and mathematician, often called the father of accounting. And on the other side, Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate Renaissance man, an artist, a scientist, an engineer, just this endlessly curious genius. They were really two sides of the same coin, both searching for the hidden rules that govern the entire universe. Their whole story really kicks off in 1496 at the court in Milan. Pacioli actually became Leonardo's personal math tutor. But they were way more than just colleagues. They became incredibly close friends, even escaping Milan together when the French invaded, and then living under the same roof in Florence for 6 years. I mean, this was a deep, long-term partnership. And you can really feel that dynamic in Leonardo's own notebooks. Here you have this incredible genius reminding himself to learn the multiplication of roots from Maestro Luca. It just shows you the deep respect he had, that eagerness to learn from a master. And their shared passion for math would lead them to their most famous project together. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. Share and like our videos. The information in the video is compiled from open sources. Thank you. And that project was a book called the Divina Proportione, which translates to the Divine Proportion. It was all about a mathematical ratio they believed was the key to unlocking universal harmony, like a geometric code that was built into everything in creation. So what exactly is the divine proportion? You've probably heard of it as the golden ratio. It's this unique number, about 1.618. But for Renaissance thinkers like Pacioli, this was so much more than just a number. It was sacred. It was a blueprint for beauty and order that connected mathematics directly to the divine. And you can see this idea in action, perfectly, in Leonardo's iconic Vitruvian Man. That drawing is the ultimate expression of this concept, the idea that the perfect human body is governed by these same divine mathematical proportions. It's like a small-scale version of the universe's geometric perfection. Pacioli was so convinced, he even laid out 5 specific reasons he called this ratio divine. He connected it to everything, to the Holy Trinity, to God's mysterious nature, to his presence everywhere. For him and Leonardo, math wasn't some dry, boring subject. It was a deeply spiritual quest. And Leonardo's part in this book, it was absolutely revolutionary. He created 60 illustrations of these really complex geometric solids. But he didn't just draw them flat, no. He created the first ever skeletal views, which let you see through the shapes and understand their 3D structure. This was a massive, massive breakthrough for scientific illustration.
Okay, so now that we have all this background on their deep collaboration and their shared obsession with geometry, let's go back to that portrait of Luca Pacioli. It's time to start looking for the clues, the fingerprints that might point to Leonardo's hand.
The very first clue is literally just hanging there in the painting. A beautiful glass rhombic cubo-octahedron. That's one of the exact shapes Leonardo drew for the book. And here's the kicker. Leonardo is the first known artist to have ever drawn this incredibly complex shape. The amazing detail, the reflections on the glass, the hint that it's half filled with water, that's exactly the kind of scientific and artistic showmanship Leonardo was famous for.
And then there are Leonardo's artistic signatures. They're all over this painting. I mean, look at Pacioli's face, that subtle, slightly crooked smile. Doesn't that remind you of someone? It's that classic Mona Lisa smirk. The way the light and shadow play on the fabric is pure Leonardo. And his eyes, they aren't quite aligned. That's not a mistake. It's a precise anatomical detail, exactly what you'd expect from Leonardo the scientist. Leonardo also loved hiding puzzles and symbols in his work. See that perfectly painted fly on the little piece of paper? That's not just a random detail. It was a known symbol of the Duke of Milan, Ludovico Sforza. Its presence there is like a coded message, hinting at the political betrayal and chaos that they both lived through in Milan. But honestly, the biggest clue of all, the real smoking gun, is that inscription. At first glance, it seems to point to that other artist, Jacob Oda Barbari. But if you look closer, researchers found that the letters can be scrambled to spell Vinci. And it gets even better. The whole inscription can be decoded to reveal over 100 phrases about Milan's history, a secret political commentary. This is exactly the kind of mind-bending puzzle only Leonardo would create. So when you put all of this evidence together, the portrait starts to feel like way more than just a painting. It's a testament to this incredible friendship. The collaboration between Pacioli and Leonardo was this pivotal moment where art and math weren't seen as separate things, but as two languages trying to describe the same universal truths. And this fusion became the absolute hallmark of Leonardo's career. You see it everywhere. In the flawless geometric perspective in The Last Supper that gives it such drama, and in the perfect proportions that give the Mona Lisa that balanced, lifelike beauty. You could say Pacioli gave Leonardo the mathematical language to prove what he already knew in his heart as an artist. In the end, Leonardo's own words really say it all. His challenge, "Let no one read me who is not a mathematician," was basically a declaration. He was saying that to truly understand his art, to really understand nature itself, you first have to understand the numbers that hold it all together. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question, doesn't it? The evidence in this portrait points not just to a hidden masterpiece, but to this profound idea that maybe the beauty we see in art and in the world all around us is just our brain responding to a deep, invisible mathematical harmony. Is math the true, hidden language of beauty? It's a question that Leonardo and Pacioli spent their lives exploring together.